I think we are live. Hi, guys. So today's going to be a good one. I'm excited to share with you. I just want to make this a little bit brighter so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let's put this down here. How's that sound? When it comes to running a practice without staff, which is what I do, the irony is these days people hire me with teams of 20 and 30 people because the truth is that I figured out how to be really good at running a team to help my end goal. And my end goal with you guys and what I'm talking about today is running a practice with joy front and center and doing it in an efficient way so that everybody gets what they need from me and from my practice without time being wasted. Because time is definitely the most precious commodity for all of us. Our time, our health, our energy. So right now, if somebody was going to call my office, what they would be received by is what's known as the voicemail message funnel. And the voicemail message funnel sounds something like, "Hey, it's Dr. Jody at Light Source Chiropractic. You've reached us because we're not able to get to the phone. Texting us is the best way to get the help that you're looking for. Go ahead and shoot a text to," and then I leave my number and I say it again slowly. And then I address each type of caller that calls my office. If you're a new practice member with an admin or scheduling need, go to our website. If you are a current practice member looking to change your appointment today, send us a text now. If for all other callers, you're welcome to leave a voicemail here, but it's going to take some time to get back to you. So the voicemail message funnel is going to sound something like that. What's the most important thing, and the thing that I see get messed up the most with this, is wherever you're sending people in the voicemail message funnel, it's not in the catcher's position. The system that you're sending them to is not ready to receive their information. For example, if I say on my voicemail message funnel, "Hey, it's Dr. Jody, go to our website if you're a new practice member to schedule your first visit." And then they get to my website and there's everything under the sun moving on the page, and there are all these things that they can click on, and there are like 8 different options for them to choose. When they get to the website, they're going to say, "Forget this, I'm going to the next guy on the list. It's too much," right? Or if I ask them to text, if I say text is best, and they send a text to the number that I use for my texting line, and there's an impersonal automation that happens. First of all, ew, why would you want to do that with a wellness practice? You want to create connection with your practice members, especially the practice members who don't know you yet. And second of all, you want to make sure that if they're sending you a text to your practice, it's received and it's addressed in a personalized, compliant way. Okay? Now we get into the texting piece. Let's just go through the who, what, where, when, why, okay? Who is using and running the texting program for the practice? People are under the assumption that because we say staffless, it means no staff. You can have a team of 10 people running your practice as long as the right people are in their lane of genius and doing what is best for their brain and their heart for your practice and your practice members. You're good, right? So one of the jobs that I've seen people fill beautifully is the job of somebody being in charge of the texting program for the practice. Here are the important things to this job. Again, right now, if somebody calls my office, they're going to hear a voicemail with my voice and my personality that tells them that texting my office is best. My virtual assistant, who I have a signed BAA with, because that's part of the checking the compliance box. She's on my HIPAA policy, right? That's part of checking the compliance box. She is watching my texting box. She understands why my practice is the next best thing to sliced bread, gluten-free, of course. She is able to mimic the tone that I connect with my practice members through, meaning My text to, hey Jody, can I come in 10 minutes later today? First of all, my practice members call me Jody. They don't call me Dr. Dinnerman. There's a certain tone or a cadence that I already have set with my practice members. These are things that are really hard to teach to a part-time virtual assistant. If you have somebody running your texting program for you, it's really important that they're able to understand and celebrate the tone that we have with our practice members. If it's a professional tone, if it's a best friend tone, if it's an older sister tone, if it's a doctor, very professional, like formal tone, they need to be able to follow through with that tone, because they are the voice for your practice if you're putting a texting program front and center. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So that's the who. And there are always going to be a percentage of people in your practice who do not want to use texting. So you need to have a backup plan for them. All of the systems that I teach in Staffless Practice Academy, there needs to be a backup plan, because systems are only as good as how hard you hold on to them, right? You have a system for texting, you have a system for new patients. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't fit into that system. So it's best that you honor your time, energy, and money by creating a backup plan for it. So I have a practice member, her name is Deb. No matter what I say to her, she's not going to text my office. She's going to send an email and she's going to leave a voicemail about leaving her umbrella at the office. She's going to need a system that supports her, because she's just as important to me as the other 10 people who came to my office after her, who love the fact that we run our practice on a texting program. Make sense? Okay, that's the who. What texting program do you use? There are a few boxes that need to be checked, okay? One is it needs to be available on every screen. It needs to be really easily accessible. Two is there needs to be a very high level of compliance. Your texting program needs to have jumped through all of the loops that are needed to be jumped through to be considered compliant. There needs to be all of the authorization and all of the things that need to be done with your texting program. So that's something that you definitely want to lean into. Am I a compliant expert? No. I'm telling you to do your due diligence and talk with your texting program to make sure that they have done that work, okay? That's the what. It needs to be affordable. It needs to be flexible and not lock you into a contract that you're not comfortable with. It needs to, this is probably the most important piece. You need to be able to text 1,000 people at once, and it needs to look like all of those text messages are just going to one person, right? And then your people need to be able to text you back, and then you can ping pong back and forth in a conversation. That's the what. Why? Let's go into that. If I want to run a practice efficiently with joy front and center, I need to find a way to, at any given time, I use this analogy all the time. I'm holding a baby on my hip. I've got a toddler pulling on me who just filled his diaper. I have my puppy in the office walking around greeting everybody. I have 5, 6 people on the table, 3, 4 people in my waiting room. I feel my watch going off that my son is calling me. This is a typical moment in my office. I don't have time to answer the phone, but the phone call is important because whoever's calling my office has an important need. It's important to me and it's important to them. If the person calling my office is directed to texting me instead of the phone call, and the text is received by somebody who is able to mimic my tone, who is able to use a template, to click a one-click solution template, everybody is getting what they need at any given time. There's no automation with the text. It's an actual conversation with somebody who cares about my practice and wants to see my practice successful, okay? When? We actually have, like, inside of Staffless Practice Academy, we have the do's and don'ts of texting, and it says stuff like, don't text personal health information, you guys. Just don't do it. It's not okay to do, okay? Don't text. If somebody is, you never know where a text lands on the phone. So don't text things that can be misconstrued. Make your text very vanilla. Sally, you left your umbrella. When would you like to pick it up? Sally, I'm running 10 minutes late. Is that okay with your schedule today? You're not saying, Sally, I'm running 10 minutes late to correct your vertebral subluxation since you're subluxated at C2. And by the way, here's your date of birth and happy birthday. No, none of that, you guys. This is just for admin vanilla needs. That's when you use a texting program. Anything else has to be through a very secure, compliant channel. Please hear me say that. Please understand that. Okay. That's the other piece of the why is because people are under the assumption when they join Staffless Practice Academy, when they come into our world, they think that everybody wants the phone call. And then I say to them, I say to you, if you wanted to book an appointment with your massage therapist and your massage therapist had a lovely person sitting and answering the phone all day long, and your massage therapist person who answers the phone, who's lovely and sits there all day long, and this is on a good day, like they're lovely and they sit there all day long and they answer the phone and they're kind and they're sweet and they understand the culture of the office. They're trained to answer the phone by saying like a 30-second line of all of the things about the practice. And then all you want at the end of the day, at the end of that phone call, is to change your appointment by 10 minutes. Would you rather send a quick text or would you rather deal with a phone call? Some people are going to say, I'd rather deal with a phone call. Some people are going to say, I'd rather my practice members call me, and that's totally cool. I'm going to tell you that 80% of the people are going to say, oh my goodness, I'd rather just send a quick text. This happened yesterday with my son's orthodontist appointment. I didn't want to call the office and tell the story. I just wanted to text the office and say, hey, can we do Thursday instead of Wednesday? And they have that feature. They have that option. And the person who receives the text message at their office knows us and is cool. And I send a heart emoji and there's a connection there, right? It's not some impersonal person who doesn't get the culture of the practice. It's somebody on the other end of the phone who cares about the practice, who cares about me as a client being happy with what I get back. And that's what happened, and that's why we're a member of that practice. This speaks volumes. How you handle your texting program speaks volumes. You know, every once in a while, some of you would beg to differ that it's more than once in a while, we'll send a text message out saying, hey, we have this talk coming up. And I get all of these automated text replies back. So I'll send a text message to maybe 1,000 doctors from all over the world. And I'll say, hey, we're offering this free training tomorrow at 3. And then within 10 minutes, I maybe will get 20, 30, 40 text messages back that are all automated. And it says something like, you've reached Jones Family Physical Therapy. You've reached us outside of regular hours. You can do all of these, it's an automated text, right? And I'm seeing some people have really nailed this down and they're crushing it and they're doing a really good job at creating a personal experience when I receive that text back. But you guys, some of them are so automated and it doesn't feel connected. It doesn't feel like this is somebody who I want to go to and bring my baby to get adjusted, or this is somebody who understands why me finding a match for my family's care is the most important thing, the top thing. An automated text drops the personal connection. So don't automate where automation shouldn't be. As far as texting is concerned, those are the big ones. So we talk about things like templates, texting templates, where they're one-click answers to, can I have directions to your office, or can you send me a super bill, or what are your fees, or are you taking new practice members? One-click answers, compliant answers, answers that don't give personal health information. Those are templates, and you want to make sure that whatever texting program you use, you can put templates in easily. That's one of, all of this is stuff that we do for our clients inside of the Academy. The only other thing I wanted to mention today is texting tags. A tag is a group of people who you're going to text to. So a group of people might be new practice members in scheduling process. A group of people might be active practice members, recalls for September, pregnant practice members, nutrition-based practice members, practice members who said don't contact me anymore. These are all different tags that you can give to a contact inside of your texting program. Then you can create one text message to go to that group of people. That's how you organize your contacts, and these are things that we show you how to do inside of the Academy. Okay, you guys, that's a texting program. These are the things that make the world go round. Okay, a solid texting program. It's not okay to text from your iPhone your patient or practice member about their care. You can't do it, you guys. The days are done, right? You used to be able, somebody was saying the other day, you used to be able to send a postcard about a treatment plan before any of this was an issue. You can't do stuff like that anymore. So you got to be smart about it. You got to be compliant about it. You got to dot your I's and cross your T's, and you also don't want to lose the personal connection when it comes to a texting program. Okay. If you have any questions, please reach out to me on Facebook. Our team is standing by, and yes, the irony, I get it. I have the best team on the planet because I had to figure out how to do it, and I did. Go make the world better with great care. We'll talk next week.